This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hi everyone. Good morning. So, I'm the trainer. My name is Sagar, and I have total 8 years of experience in DevOps and uh, working as a DevOps engineer as well as a corporate trainer. So, this is my 16th batch, which I'm going to take uh, as a DevOps trainer. So, I have a different working experience in DevOps. So I have worked in different clouds like AWS, GCP, as well as your Azure. Okay, so we worked on different offices. I have been part of different different offices where I work for PayPal, I work for MasterCard, I work for Visa, I work for TCS, Infosys, right? So different places I have worked with the DevOps and cloud engineering. Okay, that's a short description about myself. So coming to the online, I see like a lot of folks have joined, right? So let's wait for more 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll start with the DevOps part. So meanwhile, I would like to hear from you guys, right? I see Hemant. Hi, Hemant.
Hi,
Is my
Sagar.
voice audible? Hi, good
Yes, yes.
morning. So can you
Good
brief
morning.
a small intro about yourself, right? Are you working? Are you just a fresher? Or you want to learn just DevOps, right? You just started a
Yeah,
DevOps career from here.
yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm working as a QA engineer for Mindtree.
Okay,
My client is Cisco. So
great.
as of now, yeah, I'm in automation testing. So I would like to change my career to AWS and cloud computing related.
Okay, great.
So
Good to hear that. Thanks for joining.
yeah,
Hey, hi, Kiran. Okay, Ramesh is he or offline? We have Mahesh, right? Mahesh Gandham.
Yeah, yes.
Hi Mahesh.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Can I have some brief intro about yourself? Like, are you working? Are you a student?
No, actually, I'm a fresher and I know somewhat knowledge on AWS, but I want to learn on Devops also with
Okay,
your
great. That's
training.
great. Are you pass out of this year?
Uh, no, I'm passed out in 2018 only. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Hi Monica. Okay, fine. Few of them are mute. Hi Manasa. Fine. Like people on mute. Fine, no worries. So we have few of the offline guys as well. Few of the offline guys. We have yourself, sir. Yourself, Santosh. Okay. What do you do?
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone.
USIT.
Yeah, I'm working as a USIT recruiter. Present, I'm working my job role is account manager. So I'm looking into the software. I'm just for a small change. I think that the DevOps and the AWS, there is a zero level of coding. So that's the reason I'm interested in DevOps and the AWS.
Okay. Thank you so much, Santosh, for introducing yourself.
Thank you.
Great to see you, with this journey of DevOps.
Yeah, we'll,
Thank you.
we'll make a
Hey,
journey.
hi, this is Mansa.
Hi, Mansa.
Yeah, hi. So actually, I'm working, so I just want to switch my technology. So I'm just trying to.
Where are you working?
I'm working in a telecommunication company as a Java
Okay,
developer. So
no worries. Okay, yeah, great. Thanks for your introduction. Thanks for joining. So, anyone would like to introduce yourself? Vardhan, Ramesh, Maunisha, Monica, Kiran. Feel free to introduce
Ye-
yourself.
Yes, this is Vishnu. So people call me Vardha, and I'm recently graduate student of masters in computer information systems. Right now, I'm in US. So I just want to choose career as a DevOps engineer. So I just want to see how it works. So that is what my sole goal. Thank you.
Great. You had a very you'll have a very wonderful journey from here, right? Because I see masters. You have done a masters, and you're moving to a very unique technology which we don't learn in our complete career of education, right? So all the best. Hope you
Thank you.
succeed
Thank you.
in your
Thank you.
career, right? Thanks for joining. Okay. Anyone else would like to introduce?
Hi, good morning, Saga.
Yeah. Good morning. Very good morning.
Good morning, everyone. This is Riya Sheikh. I am 2018 graduate. I have graduated from civil engineering, so I wanted to shift my career towards IT. I chose this AWS.
Okay, that's great. That's very great. And
Yeah,
thank you for introducing yourself.
yeah. Thank you, Saga.
Anyone else would like to go before I hand over to the offline folks to introduce? Just more 5-10 minutes. We'll just start. Okay. Okay. I hope that's all. Let's move to the offline folks. Yours also? Santosh. Okay. What do you do? USIT. Great. So, what do you want to join DevOps? You want to switch? That's great. Fine. Yourself, ma'am? Yourself, Bhavna. Okay. You're working? Okay, you're studying. Yourself, sir? Gopi Krishna. Fine. Working as mainframe submission. Fine. Yourself, sir? Bhaskar. Okay, you completed graduation. Fine. Yourself, sir? Venkateshwar. Okay, fine. That's great. Thanks everyone for joining. So just give me 2 minutes of time. I'll start sharing my screen and then we'll proceed with that. Okay. So just to short you, all right. So I'll be not running much of the PPT work, but today's demo will be something different, right, from a regular demo. I'll be showing few of the diagrams for you, but I'll not bore you with these diagrams, right? So I okay, just a moment. I switch. Okay, so okay. Hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes,
Can I have a confirmation from online?
yes, yes, yes.
Is it visible, right? Wherever you get stuck, please hop me, right? Maybe I'll will be in different screen, but just hop in bit in middle and you can just stop me wherever you feel. Okay, I will start in just 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, we have folks joined. Okay, let's start. I would say it's right. Let's start. Let me go through my PPT. Okay, okay. Let me. Okay, fine. So fine. Okay, let's welcome on to the DevOps training. Okay, so what is DevOps, right? Why DevOps? Why this DevOps came into this industry, the software industry? What is the use of this DevOps? Why really we want to learn DevOps? Why industry is demanding DevOps? So let's learn something different today. Okay, I'll tell you what are tools and extra things, right? So that's a secondary thing for me. So very first thing, understand what's a technology, right? Why this DevOps? Before DevOps, what was there? Okay, and then we'll switch to our training material plans. What is the agenda we're going to learn in this training? Okay, what are the different tools we'll be learning? So that's a different thing, right? Before that, let's learn something interesting about DevOps today and know what's this DevOps. Okay, so very first slide. Okay, very first slide. I'll not run much of the slides. We'll speak more on the real world, how DevOps is used in industry, where in your real time you guys are using DevOps, but you guys really don't know that you are using DevOps. Okay, so let's learn something. First, very thing, right? Very first thing you see like DevOps. What are these two keywords when you say DevOps, right? Dev stands for development, ops stands for operation. So also if you see very first thing, the words D is in capital and the word O is in ops. Why they have kept this word ops as O very important? Because today a DevOps engineer has an equal importance as a developer. Previously, when you see a software engineer, right, he has a lot of demand who learns Java and etc. things. No, the industry is changing. Okay, the population is growing. Okay, the demand and supply for the data for the cloud centers is very high. That's why an operational guy like a DevOps engineer, a cloud engineer is very demanded today. Okay, if you see folks, okay, if you see folks are very demanded today, not only in India, not only in Singapore, not in US, UK, each every world today. DevOps is booming, DevOps is growing. Why? Because we are dependent on data. Okay, we are dependent on data, we are dependent on infrastructure. Simple example, your Instagram, your Facebook, your WhatsApp, Where are you storing your data? Where are you uploading your photos? Everything is a cloud based storage. Okay, everything requires a storage, everything requires a cloud. Okay, that is where the AWS, GCP, Azure, everything is booming. Okay, so these clouds are the main thing behind this every app, everything. It's not only this, right? Any website you take, your Amazon website, your Flipkart, your Snapdeal, right? Okay, anything you go, where is the data stored? It's stored in the cloud. And nowadays data is very important because it's it can be a personal data, it can be a professional data, anything, right? So basically, let's suppose you have your Facebook where you upload your photos, but you don't want to share it to anyone. But where exactly is storing? Is it storing in your phone? No, it's storing in the cloud. It's storing in the cloud. Okay, that's getting stored somewhere in the data center, some cloud. So that is the reason, as soon as the population is growing, as the number of users using the application, the apps, the websites, wherever people are fetching a lot of data, right? So all this is happening in the data center. So that is the reason you see the lot of weightage on the keyword. If you see in my cursor, who is dev, who is ops? Previously the operation guy used to call us support, but now we are not a support guys, we are IT professionals. We have an attitude, okay, we have a respect, and we have a demand in the market. So just understand that we have a very demand in the market. Don't just think you're a DevOps engineer, you're less than a Java developer or any .NET developer. No, how much importance a developer has, the same importance you have industry. That is the reason people are switching to DevOps. Also, there is a huge demand in the market which is going to come and already is coming, which already has come, but there is a lot of demand in market. Because just imagine, previously there were like 1 lakh people who might be using Facebook, now there are 1 million. So how much is the difference? Okay, it's more than like, it's a huge gap, right, between the users. So you require that much cloud engineers, you require that many DevOps engineers to build a product. Okay, so that is where this DevOps came into picture. Previously, what was DevOps? Why this word DevOps came? Because previously there was a mechanism called build and release. Anything, like simple example. Okay, simple example, I'll take a automobile example, right? People used to build a car. Okay, people used to build a car, and they used to just, the engineers used to, what they used to do, they used to just do a sampling of drive and everything, and they used to release in the market. After, once it goes to customer, because customer may drive it 1,000 kilometers or 100 kilometers, or he may run 8 hours, 12 hours, because that level of testing was not done on cars. Okay, later, okay, later they started, when the people started facing issues, that is the customer is buying the car, he used to come back to the manufacturer, because they were the operational guys who should just deliver the car. But now product is not that simple example. You whenever you go to a simple, I'll give you a very simple example. Like, you go to Bajaj Electronics, right? You go, you check the remote, the TV, what are the features, everything, right? You check the if you take a phone, you'll end to end, you'll open the camera, you'll see the resolution, okay, what different features it has, how the how smooth the camera is, right? So everything you'll see, how the app is displaying everything, right? So where people are demanding the quality, people requires a quality, people requires a warranty of that. Okay, so this all matters. Okay, previously that process was not there. Build and release, that means they were building a product and they were releasing to the customer, and customer was telling that this is the error or this is the problem I'm getting in that. Okay, but what happens in this situation? Market goes down, the company product goes down. Okay, and none of the people will buy that product, because if a customer is buying a product, he will definitely give a feedback to his colleague, her friend, his family, right? This product works this way, I'm very affected by this product, right? So that is the reason, right? Today's market, DevOps is very important, because DevOps follows a process. It does a proper practice, how you gather the information of a product, right? Okay, how you build your code, okay, how you test that product, okay, how you deploy and again test it back, okay, then how you monitor that product, and how you get the feedback for the customer. Okay, that is all a process which DevOps follows. That is the reason today it's not only a software engineering industry, it's a pharmacy, okay, it's an automobile, okay, any industry it might be is using DevOps process. You'll see like today companies which used to not hire a DevOps engineer in the Benz. Okay, you know Benz is a company where software engineers also work. There people are asking for a DevOps engineer. People are asking, okay, for even in automobile industry, even in pharmacy, people are asking a DevOps engineer because they want to maintain their data. Very first is the data, the cloud. Second is a DevOps process, because DevOps process is very very important, right? Without that you cannot build a proper product. Because simple, right? Today you go to a shop, you buy something, right? And you see that that product doesn't work. Will you go back to that shop or that product? You'll go to the next product. Okay, so that demand and supply is very high. Also the quality matters here. Okay, quality matters. Even if something you don't get in one shop today, you will directly go to the next shop. You'll not even wait for that person to get it for the next day. He will say, he will tell you, just wait for one day sir, I'll be ordering that product, you'll be getting next day. But no, your demand is very high. Next moment you want it, because you have a different option. Competition is very high in the market. So that's the reason, if a person is building a product, he definitely needs a DevOps process, because this is a life cycle, right? So what is a DevOps, right? DevOps is a practice. No, don't answer a question anywhere, or someone is asking what is DevOps. Some people just say it's DevOps is a Git, Jenkins, Maven, it's a tools. No, DevOps is not a tools. Understand what is DevOps in real world, right? DevOps is very important going forward. And also I challenge you, it's not next 20 years or 30 years, next 50 to 100 years DevOps will not change, because world is relying on the cloud. World is relying on the cloud. Today no one is buying a hard disk or something. Everyone is buying a cloud and storing their photos. Okay, they're storing, it's not only photos, your company's complete database is stored in the cloud. Okay, your company's complete information is stored in the cloud. That is more secure, okay, and easy to maintain. You don't need to worry about your infrastructure. Okay, you don't need to worry putting some engineer over there. Okay, so it's all like you're getting on the fly, right? On the fly you're getting everything on the fly. Okay, and these DevOps tools have become very important in the market, because you're gathering, you're testing, you're building. Okay, that the way you deploy that. So each and every products require that things, right? Because simple, I'll tell you simple thing, right? Let's suppose you have your router, you install your Geo router, or you install your Airtel router, right? The people give who provides the internet provider. So if you see that there is a lot of demand for that, and within seconds people will switch. Now previously there was Act. No one is using Act today. Why people are jumping to Airtel? Why Geo? Because the speed matters. Also, the speed matters. Also, what matters is the quality of the product, how good feedback the customer is taking. Okay, how good your net is, how good the net is running up and running, how they are maintaining millions of data. Millions of users are buying that product, right? How they are managing the information, how they are managing their router. Okay, simply you call a Airtel engineer and tell him that my router is not working. What very first thing what he will do, sir, please restart your router. Second thing is, if you say it's still not working, sir, he'll say let me monitor that, sir, let me check and restart from my side. How he is restarting? This is all a DevOps process. He's doing a monitoring tools from DevOps. He's doing that restart. He's monitoring your each and every router which is installed in a house is getting monitored. Your profile is created. Whatever the buttons which will display on your router, the same will display there, and it will tell you that this you're getting red color light is blinking, sir, for you. There is a problem. We'll call an engineer. Okay, so everything is now DevOps, right? And simple thing. So that router, if you see, when they build, right, they have to build the design properly. They have to build the quality of that. They need to test regularly, right? Simply I'll buy a router of Airtel and put it doesn't on, so it's a bad feedback, right? So tomorrow my sister or my brother-in-law will ask, did you buy a router of Airtel, how it's working? I'll say it's not working properly. The moment I put it, it's not owning only, and the customer is not responding me. So what happened? The business will go down. Airtel business will go down. That's what happened with the Vodafone. Do you see Vodafone today? No one is using Vodafone. Complete Vodafone market is down. Why? No proper feedback, no proper product testing, nothing, no proper towers. He's not having towers, right? So no proper data management, nothing. So this is where the DevOps is very important in the market. Understand the importance. Why DevOps? Because any product you require quality. Okay, also everyone requires a different enhance. Today you are releasing a router, okay, which may connect 5 devices of Wi-Fi. Okay, tomorrow the customer may expects I require 10 Wi-Fi to be connected. Okay, also I may connect 5 landlines. I might require a landline phone to that. So this all requirements, this testing, how a product testing happens, it all happens via DevOps process. There is where industry is behind DevOps. Anywhere you go, you'll find a DevOps engineer, or definitely a company should hire minimum one DevOps engineer. Okay, and in a world we have a lot of companies which are working, we are running behind this process. No, okay, leave about the tools, that is secondary. Very first people are running behind this process, and if you want to use this process, you have to use that tools. Okay, without that tools you can't use this process. So there is where simple definition you just read: DevOps is a practice or operation of operations and development. See the importance. Operations, we are operation guys, and we are a IT professional, equal importance as a Java developer, as a .NET developer, as a database, whatever the database engineer you have. Okay, we call a DB engineer, right? So we have that importance in the market today. That's why people are running behind DevOps. Okay, and we, because just I'll tell you a real time example. You go to a company, okay, you go to a company, there is a Java development team. Okay, there is a front end React.js team who works on the HTML pages, everything. There's a database engineer, there might be a data science, there might be a data engineering team. Okay, different teams, QA team might be there. Okay, all these teams are dependent on the DevOps, because infrastructure, where will you install your tool? You have to install it on server. Simple, right? You have a desktop, if you want to run a software, in your laptop you have to install a software, right? Same in the industry, you have different servers, okay, different machines, where on these machines you have to install a software, because industry uses a Linux platform, mostly a Linux platform. Somewhere they use Windows platform. Even in Windows as well, you require an engineer who can maintain all these tools, right? So that tools is maintained by a DevOps engineer. Okay, also we maintain the cloud, we know the all the cloud operation, how to use the services. Okay, how to manage data. Okay, how much data, when the data is scaling, how much infrastructure should I add? All it's in a DevOps hand, a DevOps engineer, a cloud engineer's hand, right? That is why it's called DevOps and cloud engineering. Okay, so we have that importance in the market today. Just first learn the importance, what you have, what is the respect you have for this tool, then go for learning, right? Simple definition. Let's run for the definition very first. So DevOps is a practice. Simple. What's a DevOps? Is a practice or a process. Okay, in the DevOps word itself you have development operations. Okay, these engineers, what they do for building a product, they run a life cycle. What is this life cycle? I just told you, right? We require a planning, we require a build, we require a testing, we require a deployment. Okay, then we require monitoring, we require a feedback. So this complete process is managed by this guy. That's the reason in an industry this guy has a lot of importance today. Okay, I'm just not saying because I'm just giving you a DevOps training. Go for any industry, DevOps engineer, not in if. Also simple, I'll tell you, go and search what is salary of a DevOps engineer. It will start for a product base, it's starting 14 lakhs for a fresher. Okay, and a service based company will give 6 to 8 lakhs, and there be some companies, some small companies which may give less. Okay, but for on an average, if you compare with a Java developer, this guy is earning more today. This guy is earning more, the DevOps guy is earning more, because everything is data, right? Java code you write once, you reuse multiple times, but infrastructure, every day the infrastructure is growing. Today there are 100 customers, they met 1000 customers, and managing 1000 customers you require more cloud resources. Okay, okay, if your product today you're building one product and tomorrow you're building 10 products, So your DevOps tools are required, right? Each and every tools, that much validation, that much testing, that much deployments, because you can't release a product in the market simply just building it. You need to test multiple times. You need to see what additional features. Simply when you're building a product, you need to see from all the angles, right? Some customers may use in different way. Okay, some customers may use in very harsh, right? Like very longer time a product may be used. So everything, like you need to monitor that. Simple. You go to hospital, right? When a patient is there, okay, when a patient is there, when the operation is done, they keep 48 hours of monitoring, right? When a person is getting monitored, it's a device, right? Okay, it's a device. We are passing so much of electricity power to it, so we need to maintain that quality, that testing, right? So there is where this DevOps is coming to picture. Okay, there is where a DevOps is coming to be. Simple definition: DevOps is a practice or a process, okay, where engineers are participating together in the entire life cycle from design through the development of the process to production. So just importance, see, this guy is right from building the product till the end of the product, this guy is involved. That's the reason this guy has importance. What is the job of a Java developer? He will just write a code. He will give the hand over the code to us. What is the job of a QA engineer? He will test the code. Finally, it will come to a DevOps. Okay. What is the job of a data engineering? He will write some Python code. He will give it to us. Okay. What is the job of data analyst? He will do some analysis, and end of the day, report comes to us. That's the reason. This one guy in the any company you go, this one guy will meet all these peoples. But the Java developer will work in his own workspace, but this guy, everyone will come and talk to him. That's the reason this guy has importance. Okay, and also these tools and everything is very easy to learn. Okay, if you learn in a proper sequence. Okay, proper sequence. Okay, so like simple example, if you want to build a building, what you need to do? You need to keep your pillars very tight, right? You need to build the pillars very hard so that the building can stop. Even some wind comes or some tsunami comes, right? The same thing, this DevOps works the same way. First learn the basics, then go for the advanced. Okay, everything is easy until you go forward and look into it. Let's move. Who is a DevOps engineer? Who is a DevOps engineer? Okay, so DevOps engineer is a IT professional. DevOps engineer is a IT professional. Simple, right? I'll not read everything. So what does a DevOps engineer require to work? He requires basic communication skills and the tools knowledge. That's it. We are not worried about the Java code. We are not worried about the QA testing, what they are doing, regression, everything. No, we are not worried about data engineering team, what Python they are writing. We are only worried about our tools. Okay, and these all tools are used by different teams. Okay, again I am ready. DevOps engineer is not a support guy. He is a IT professional, equally importance to a, a Java developer, a DB engineer, or a data science, right? Anyone. So that is where a DevOps engineer stands. What is the roles and responsibility of DevOps engineer? Okay, what are the basic roles? Okay, what is the responsibility of DevOps engineer? So simply, he will be managing his tools. He will be deploying in the lower environments like sandbox, or he will be deploying in the production. Okay, all this works. So what does he do, right? So simply, he will be working same the industry works. All the manual tasks will be automating. Okay, he will be running all the tools. He will be installing tools, configuring the tools. Also, there's one more thing, right? Now, previously a Java developer used to write his own code individually. Now the Java developer will come to a DevOps engineer to learn about a simple tool called Maven to run his code. So see, the guy who had so much importance in the market for Java, today he's coming to a DevOps engineer to learn a basic tool. So just see the importance, see the respect. Okay, the support word has been removed, and now this guy is called a professional, because today the real time life is demanding, because life is demanding, right? Life requires, you require today 5 minutes your Instagram goes down, how many requests will go to Instagram team? We itself, right? In my phone my Instagram doesn't work, and I'll be scrolling that, it doesn't load, because I am addicted to that world, right? I'm addicted to social world, Facebook, Instagram, my WhatsApp, right? So I'm addicted to that world. So there is where a complete data, your data, the managing of infrastructure is important today. Okay, how much loss? Simple example, today you are ordering something in Amazon. Amazon goes fraction of 2 minutes. If Amazon goes down, just imagine millions of people ordering from Amazon, millions of people ordering in Amazon, how much loss an Amazon will get. Okay, how much loss Amazon will get. And let's suppose Amazon and Flipkart both are running the sale on the same day. You're getting both the products. What will happen if you're not getting on Amazon? Will directly jump to Flipkart to get their product because there is a sale. Okay, just imagine millions of users logging into that Amazon website. Will it crash? It will crash, right? But in today's world it will not crash. Why? Because we are maintaining. A DevOps engineer is working behind that website to maintain that infrastructure, that much CPU, RAM, that services and everything, the load balances, we are all putting there, right? That is the reason. Even if you see, you open 24 by 7 Amazon and keep, it will be still, the website will be up. Even the fraction of seconds it doesn't go down, because behind Amazon our DevOps tools are running, Kubernetes pods are running. Okay, our Dockers are running, Docker containers are running, our infrastructure is running behind that. There is where the market is demanding. Each and every website is hosted in the cloud. Each and every website is maintained and monitored by a high availability tools. That is where a Docker, Kubernetes. Okay, how people, simple example, are you seeing today? Before starting a sale, you see Amazon, all the prices will be on the MRP based. Tomorrow how that sale comes with that pricing, everything, how within fraction of seconds the time comes, the application get changes. Because of our Ansible, our tool, we are running an Ansible tool, we're a deployment tool. Fraction of seconds you'll make the changes, you'll run the code, thousands of servers it will deploy, and the website will see the latest pricing. Very next day they'll roll back. How that rollback is happening? Using our tools, using our tools. Okay, we'll learn about that tools of basic today. Let's move forward, right? What does a DevOps engineer do? What we do simple. Okay, we install. Our job is installing a tool, configuring that tool, okay, how to use that tool, and someone wants to use it, we need to explain that. Okay, so now what we do, we can deploy the latest version of the tool. Today let's suppose I'm running a Kubernetes tool of 1.0. Tomorrow I want 2.0, I need to upgrade that tool. Today I'm using a Maven tool where a developer compiles or executes his code, so I'll be updating that version. Okay, so what else? I'll be deploying some changes in the I'll deploying a product in a production environment or a sandbox environment or lower environment. Okay, these are all the conventions or the naming things, right? How do you upgrade operating system? So here if you see my cursor, it says, okay, can you upgrade the operating system? Yes, today they are using Red Hat 7 or Windows 12. Tomorrow I have to upgrade to 16 because there are a lot of infrastructures, right? A lot of servers, a lot of pods running. So every pod is running with the operating system. So we need to upgrade. So that is where our job is, and it's very important. Don't think it's a support job. No, nowadays DevOps has moved to different technologies, different tools, right? And that tools has a lot of features. Okay, and one thing, we are learning this many tools, a developer cannot learn this many tools because we are starting now. Okay, we are starting a new thing, we are learning it. Once you learn this, okay, market has that many demand. The moment you people see these many tools in your resume, there's like people are finding DevOps engineers, they're not getting DevOps engineers because everyone is moving now, right? Everyone is moving, and some people just learn in some YouTube here and there and they go for interview, but they don't understand what exactly DevOps is. They just learn the tools and go, but people are not expecting you to get the complete 100% tools. First give the understanding what is DevOps, where DevOps fits. Because tomorrow a customer says, I don't use DevOps, but tell me how can I use DevOps. So you guys should able to explain that DevOps will fit in your product in this way. These many tools are you can use. You don't require all tools, sir. You use 5 tools and your product will run as DevOps. So that understanding is required. That is where today here we are for the demo. First understand DevOps. You people will think just DevOps is just a technology some company uses, but where is this DevOps used in the real time? It's using in your Instagram, it's in your hand, only your phone. You guys are using the cloud, but you guys don't know that you're using a cloud. Everything is a cloud today, right? Everything is a cloud. Behind the product, Instagram, today Instagram releases a new feature. Okay, millions of people are using that. Okay, So what they need to do? They need to build this code, they need to test it, they need to deploy it, they need to verify, they need to monitor as well. How many users are using? Okay, when a user is using, what kind of a feedback the user is going to give them. So everything is getting monitored here. Okay, there is where our job is, right? See here, can we upgrade the database version? Even the database engine is dependent on us. Okay, is a database engine is dependent on us. Okay, so same way security patching, if some security patching is come, we need to fix that, right? So all these changes we do here. Okay, this is the job of a DevOps engineer. Okay, let's move. Previously I told build and release, right? I gave a simple example of build and release. Okay, how the car was built and released in the market, and when the customer uses that, he comes back, right? This is how the traditional work works. Previously, the engineer who is building a car is to build a car, but the operation guy doesn't know what he's doing, and the operation guy is to directly deliver the car to that customer. Then all that feedbacks and everything is to come from the customer. So here, what they did, before the feedback comes from the customer, why don't we test that properly? Why don't we take the car 100 kilometers or 1000 kilometers? Now you see, they are doing off-roading of the car. Have you seen? They are running the car in the Himalayas, inside the water, inside the mud. Okay, they are taking off-road of the car. Why? That is all a testing. Because your dashboard contains your GPS tracking, right? Your dashboard, your GPS. When your car runs 1000 kilometers, what is the quality of that car? Simple, right? Your tube light, that is also need to be tested, right? Simple bulb is there, or tube light or bulb. When you put that in the when you put in your socket, right, what will happen with that? How much voltage that tube light requires? Is it managing that? Because everywhere the electricity power will not be the same, right? Somewhere it is high, somewhere it is low. Is your bulb sustaining properly? Is your tube light sustaining there in that location? So this all part is part of the testing. Everything is part of your DevOps testing. Anywhere, electrical, your automobile, your pharmacy, your software, your hardware, everywhere this they're using this DevOps process, because that is required. Okay, let's move. Okay, let's move from here. Before that, I want to take a small pause. Anyone have any kind of a questions? Okay, maybe I just don't want to run. Let's keep more interactive, right? If someone wants to have a question, or someone wants to ask something to me, right? So feel free. Okay, because I just wanted to start with something understanding of build and release and DevOps. Then I'll take a pause. Anyone offline, online, anyone had any kind of a doubts? Okay,
Can we
about the
say this
DevOps.
as a testing engineer job, like, or else what?
It is not a testing engineer job. See, it's a job of a engineer where he will be giving the tools. Simple example, I'll tell you. There's a developer who write thousand lines of a code. Okay, and he can't run every day that thousand lines, right? So what they do, he requires a tool, right? Some automation tool. That tool is maintained by us. That tool is maintained by us. We are not testing here anything. What we are doing, we are running a proper life cycle of a people. We are running a proper life cycle. Okay, that means we are providing that many tools, that in an industry, how many teams are there, that many teams can fulfill their requirement. Today, a data science might require some different tool. We are installing that tool, we are configuring, and we are giving that tool. As well as we are also learning that tool. So there, see the importance that we are learning as well as we are sharing that tool to someone. Same way, we are not doing any testing job. QA team will do their his own job, but we are behind QA, where we are giving him the infrastructure to run his tools. Same way, we are giving a server infrastructure or tools to a developer who is running a tool. So we are not here a testing kind of a person. We are not testing a product, because the code which is written by a Java developer, I really don't know, because I'm not a Java developer. I not even need to worry about that. I just need to know a high level of that. Yeah, he is building one feature. He is building one feature. Overview of that feature is enough for me, because what I need to do is I need to create the builds. I need to create the automation. Okay, I need to make sure how I can make the job of a developer easy, how I can make the job of a QA guy easy, and also how I can improve the time. Because Today what is important? Time is very matters. Fraction of second time matters. Just before I gave you example, if you don't get a product in one shop, you directly jump to other shop, because even the customer doesn't give you time, right? You yourself, we are just an individual who are buying a small product. Okay, just simple bucks, right? Some few rupees we are buying that product. But just imagine a manufacturer who is manufacturing a product, and a person who is a vendor who is buying that product. Okay, how much millions of tons of data, millions of tons of product is buying, right? So tomorrow that time matters. Tomorrow you want to deliver a software or sell a software to a manufacturer or a customer, right? Will he wait for you until you build manually all that product, until you test manually and do? No, right? Because he needs a proper testing, deployment, everything, because he wants a quality, because end customer also expect that quality, right? Today if you buy Today if you buy a t-shirt or anything, you'll 10 times you ask, will that color go, will it fade, will it stretch, okay, will it sink? So all that things, time matters, right? Because no one has a time to wait. That is the reason that DevOps came into picture, where our job is working with, collaborating with all the different teams, seeing what is required for them and providing all the tools to them. As well as we are the admins here. We are the admins. I just told you, you're not a support guy, that something comes to you, you push a ticket to someone and you just follow them. No, you are the admin. You complete infrastructure is in your hand. If one server goes down, the database engineer cannot work. If you don't provide a Maven tool, the Java developer cannot work, because he's dependent on you. That is the reason I'm saying, the respect, the attitude, okay, and the demand is very high for a DevOps engineer. You're not doing a testing job, you are just installing that tool. Okay, you're installing that tool, the testing will be done by a QA guy only. There's a quality analyst team, they will do the testing. Okay, there's a Java developer who will run his code, who will build his code. Okay, we are just a providers, we are just a providers, we are the admin. Complete control is in our hand, but that people are using our tools. Okay, there is where the demand is high. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, I got you.
Yes. So just see the importance, right? Leave about the tool and etc thing. Someone is raising the hand. Ramesh.
Yeah,
Yes, Ramesh,
yeah,
go
hi.
ahead.
Like, what is sysops exactly? Like DevOps subset, or it is another type of?
sysops.
Yeah.
See, sysops is the AWS, right? See, the AWS sysops, system engineers they say, or
Yes,
system
yes.
admins. So there are different levels, right? So yeah.
My question is, like, it is a subset of this DevOps, or it is separate
No,
entity, or
no.
like?
See. DevOps is DevOps, cloud is cloud. That's why I mentioned DevOps and cloud engineering. Okay. When you learn this course, right, you are getting two things. One, you are learning DevOps, one you are learning cloud. Okay, two things. Either you can go as a DevOps and cloud engineer, or somewhere you can get only DevOps work, somewhere you can get only cloud work. That is the advantage, because one thing, just there's a beautiful thing about DevOps, that you have a flexibility to work. It's not that you are learning 10 tools and you need to work on 10 tools. No, some company may uses two tools, some company may use only a cloud, some company may use only a cloud. That is where people are getting a lot of jobs nowadays. A lot of jobs are coming for DevOps, because there is a flexibility for a company to use the tools, as well as there is a flexibility for the employee or the student who is going to learn these tools and who is going to use these tools. There is where this is segregated, right? Properly segregated. Okay,
And what is
properly segregated.
DevSecOps?
So
Yeah. Same question is like, there is recently we are hearing about DevSecOps. Like, it is a
yes,
security
yes,
related, or it is
DevSecOps.
also?
See, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So DevSecOps, right? Fine. So DevSecOps is nothing but, see, previously it was build and release. Previously something started with build and release. Someone is building a product, releasing to a customer, right? Then came DevOps. Why? They wanted a proper practice, testing and everything. Now security matters, because someone might hack your product, someone may hack your application, right? Now we're seeing like hackers are there, people are hacking, people are pulling the money and everything, right? Same way someone might hack your things and sell it to some other company. as well as I told you, data is very important. You simply, right, simply you are there, you are putting something in Facebook, okay, and you are not visible to someone, but still the Facebook company is reading your data, your personal data. It might be your personal data, you might take some pictures and put it there, right? You don't want to share with anyone. So that security is important, the privacy security is important. There is where they brought DevOps. In between DevOps they put a security. That security is nothing but your tools, how you can put your sonars. We are learning that sonar cube, right? Sonar cube. So
Yes.
how you can
Yes.
secure your tool with all the vulnerabilities. Okay, then there are
Yes.
different tools like scanning tools. All these scanning tools will come, right? Your aqua scan, your 45 scan, there is the twist lock scan. Okay, so there are different scanning tools which will scan and provide the security. So there is
Yes. Yes.
not
I
the,
know
there
those
are some
topics will
security
be
tools.
covered here. Yeah, I know that
Sorry.
actually. Those topics will be covered here. Like it is any updated in this.
Yeah, we'll be running in AWS. We have in AWS, we have a concept. So we'll be running the how we can run the security scans there.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be covering the security part as well as in the build part, as well as in the deployment part, right? So both the places will cover the security part. Okay, our agenda covers that. Our agenda covers that. When you will be learning AWS, we'll be showing how do you scan your image, and how do you get the vulnerabilities. What is the attack your website is going to have, right? That will be showing you. Okay, anyone question? Mahesh, I guess Mahesh raised a hand, right? Yeah, Mahesh.
I- Yes, actually, how many days or how much time required to learn this DevOps course with a great confidence?
See, minimum is like 45 days if you want to learn cloud with DevOps. Okay, it's minimum of
Okay.
45 days, but we will not run the. We will not be behind the time, right? We are here to properly train you. So I would not say it's 45. I would keep a buffer of 15 to 20 days more. Like minimum 2 months, I would require to train you properly. It's not only in terms of the subject, it's about learn that in real time, as well as how the industry is using that. Okay. And second thing,
Okay.
how you can see why are you learning this course. Very first, you want to make a career. Second thing, you have to crack an interview, because I need to concentrate on your real time scenarios. When an interviewer asks about something about your DevOps or tools or your understanding, I need to make sure I should train you in that purpose as well, right? So minimum I require 45 days of training and 20 days of buffer. Okay, because
Okay. Okay.
people might take, when you're learning something new, first time you may not get it, but when we repeat that thing you may get it, right? Simple. I don't want to lie that very first time you'll learn and you'll become expert. No, when someone
Yes.
learns something,
Exactly.
it requires some buffer, right? So that is where we'll keep a 2 months. Okay, 45 days is training, but we'll keep a buffer. Okay, hope that answers your
Okay. I
question,
can
right?
able to put. Yes. Actually, I can able to put every day for 7 to 8 hours. I can able to learn this
No,
course.
they see this. That's your time. That's your time. See, I would say like
Okay.
minimum is like I would spend minimum 1.5 or 2 hours a daily in a class. Okay, and even if the class would be
Okay.
1 hour, but from my side it would be half an hour or 1 hour delay, depends upon the topic. Okay, because today tomorrow I teach you something, it may not enter your brain, but I need to revise that, right? Because first time
Yes.
it takes time. Anything you learn, right? First time you may not get. Even if a movie, if you're watching an English movie, first time you may not get something. Second time when you watch, you'll get that. It is same, right? It's like kind of a movie, right? When you're
Exactly.
looking something new, there is where I keep buffer. Okay, just for, because I don't want you guys to leave. Just, it's not a college, right? Where you're studying
Yes.
something, writing an exam, you got a result and you're out. No, it is going to be next complete career until you work at the age of 60 when you retire. Till that, this will be there with you, right? So when you're entering a technology, it will be lifelong. You might be an employee, it might be team lead manager, or a delivery manager, or a director of a company. Still, when you're building a product, you should have plenty of knowledge of that, right? Because something you're learning for your life. It's not for a college exam or something, right? You're just learning, are you getting a result, you're passed, you're done. No, this is a real day. Every day you go to office, open a laptop, you need to work with the same tools. So that is where, right, we don't leave you just teaching something or giving a notes or no. Our understanding is make you understand how this tool is used actually. Why are you using this tool? Why only this tool? That is our agenda behind this, right? Making you read and everything. Most of the stuff you'll get in internet. I don't want to lie you, right? Because everything internet is there. You might get videos, you might get the commands, you might get issues, but there is a proper way of learning. You need to learn the basics. You need to learn, understand what is the tool used for, and why this tool only. Why I have to learn this tool? First understand this. If you just blindly learn that, tomorrow some other tool will come into picture, right? Again you'll go starting. How many tools you'll learn? You can't learn everything, right? So there is a proper thing to learn. First learn the basics, understand why I'm learning this tool, why only this tool, then you learn that tool. That is the best way to learn, right? So simply like blindly I learn today 10 tools, tomorrow some new tools will come, I learn 10 tools. No, there is a proper connection between one tool to other tool. Learn that importance. There is where we are here to train you, right? Hope that answers your
Yeah,
question, or you want any more clarity.
yeah. No, Sagar,
Still
bro.
I see
I'm fine. Thank you so much,
Hemant, right?
Sagar.
Thank you for. So
Thank you so much.
Mahesh, right? Mahesh, hope that answers your question. So Hemant, do you have any question? I see your hand
Yes,
is
sir.
raised. Yes.
Yes, yes. So this is AWS with DevOps, right? So will
Yes.
we be able to apply for only DevOps related roles, or
No.
we can apply cloud related roles like cloud network engineer, cloud
Yes. Yes.
administrator, like that?
Yes, yes. See, when you build a resume, you write DevOps engineer. Okay. When you write a DevOps engineer, it automatically includes cloud. Now it's a mandate. It becomes a mandatory for a DevOps engineer to run cloud, because nowadays there are no servers, no data centers running anywhere. Everything is a cloud, right? So it become a mandatory. The moment you put in your resume a DevOps engineer and you mention in your points whatever the summary points you mention, I have worked on AWS cloud, I have experience, I have a knowledge on AWS cloud. It depends upon the recruiter. If he wants, if he has a requirement of AWS, he will take you as AWS. If he has a requirement of DevOps, he will take the as a DevOps engineer. Okay, but I will tell you that you put both. When you put a DevOps engineer, you put both DevOps and AWS. Okay, company. So first remove something from your mind that our job is very flexible, Hemant. Like I would say, like some company maybe still using build and release tools like basic four tools and AWS. Some company may be using advanced tools like Kubernetes and AWS. It depends on the company requirement. We can't assume, right? We can't think and go that I need to work this only. Okay, that is where we are learning like 10 different tools with AWS, so that whatever comes into market, there is where I'm saying, right, lot of demand of DevOps. Why? Because every company has a different requirement. Okay, if simple every company has a same standard Java process, it's difficult to get a job nowadays for a Java engineer, because what is happening, he needs a proper expertise. In the internet, if you go, if you write that I need this format of code, you won't get. You get only syntaxes. But we has a flexibility to learn that whatever issue is coming in your system, you just paste in Google, you'll get that answer. Okay, so here what happens, you mention both the things. What are the company requires, company will give you opportunity. Further you select, do you really want to work or you want to switch a company. So here two things are there. Company has a flexibility to choose a person, and a person has a flexibility to choose a company. So there is where the importance here, you are getting so much of flexibility. Okay, so you can go anything, right? If you want to go directly AWS cloud engineer, go with that. Put everything in AWS, you will get an AWS job. If you want to put complete both AWS DevOps, put AWS DevOps. If you want to work only on DevOps, put only on DevOps. So you have that flexibility. It depends upon all how you prepare your resume. Okay. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir. Understood. One more question.
Yeah.
So I'm a QA engineer, right? So we are using Jenkins to run regression.
Yes. See, already in
So
DevOps, right? Already using
yeah,
DevOps tools.
correct. So I'm not sure about this, but I didn't see any DevOps engineer maintaining Jenkins and all. Since I've been working since 2 years.
See,
So since
I'll
two
tell you.
years, we're just yeah
Simply, I'll tell you. Today,
yeah
let's suppose I start a company. Okay, I started a company. I'm a developer. I'm a developer. I'm only my DevOps engineer because I started a company with 5 people. Okay, I started a company with 5 people. I'm only using Jenkins and Git. Okay, I'm not using any other tools. So I don't require a DevOps engineer now because what happened initially, I started a company, I learned myself because I am a DevOps engineer, I am a QA guy, I am a Java developer. So some companies, what happens if they're using one or two tools, what they do, they teach to some other person because they are using a normal tool. But tomorrow, what happens, the same which the company you're working, if they are increasing large number of customers, if they tomorrow they give 5 6 projects, they are coming at a time, definitely they will hire a DevOps engineer. They will convert their QA team to learn DevOps. They'll make QA team to learn DevOps because I myself experienced that. I have seen where QA people are also working as a DevOps engineer, also working as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so we have seen that. So don't worry that a QA guy is using Jenkins. Yes, a DevOps guy can teach QA guy, the engineer, all the Jenkins tools as well as Git tools. So just understand that it companies to companies it refer, right. He might not have a budget to hire a DevOps engineer, one more resource. That is the reason he's asking a developer to use. Simply, we are using only Jenkins. Why can't you learn that? Okay, it depends upon market, right? We can't predict, right? We can't tell a company and go that you use a keep a different DevOps team, maintain the infrastructure. It depends when the client grows, when the requirement comes for a different client to increase your team, so that I need to build multiple products. Okay, it's all a assumption, right? We can't predict that.
Uh, I
But one thing
understood
I'll tell
that, but
you,
yeah.
yeah.
So you said
Right.
we need to admin. We will act as an admin and we will maintain those tools, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So as of now, like you said, we don't have a DevOps team, and we're just QA team is acting as
Yes.
a
Yes.
DevOps team, and
Yes.
we are
Yes.
running. So we are. I don't think we are maintaining that Jenkins and all.
No. See,
Since
what happens
yeah,
tomorrow? Your Jenkins crashes. Are you that capable to maintain that Jenkins? You tell me.
no,
Tomorrow
no,
Jenkins crashes, your data goes down, you lost all everything. Will you able to recover that? Will you QA guy able to recover that? No.
no,
Again, you'll go to the
no.
Jenkins because you're using a Jenkins enterprise. You need a support of the Jenkins team where you subscribe that, right?
Yeah.
So definitely where the person who is managing the Jenkins is also a DevOps engineer, right? So might be
Yes.
your company or your project might not be using, but
Oh,
ultimately you are dependent on a DevOps team, right? So
yes.
there is where DevOps comes. Okay, there is where DevOps comes. Might be your requirement is less. That is the reason they are just taking a support of Jenkins and they're using. But actual behind that Jenkins is maintained by admin only, right? The Jenkins product
Yes.
who is selling, his team is a DevOps team who is giving you the support, right?
Yes.
So admin activity is done by him. You are at the user level who is just using a DevOps. Same way in industry, a QA guy might need a Jenkins access. So DevOps engineer will give him access to run the builds, to maintain his builds. That's it. Okay.
Oh,
Hope
yeah.
that answers your question.
Yes. Yes. Understood. Yeah.
Or still
Thank you.
you want any clarity?
No, no, that's it. Thank you.
No, fine. So it all
Yeah.
depends upon requirement, right, Hemant? We can't assume that this will work as it is, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine. So anyone from offline have any questions? Anyone? You have any questions? No? Let's proceed, right? Hope I answered most of the questions. Still anyone has, I can wait for them. Ramesh, I see unmute. Do
Sagar,
you want to
yeah,
ask something?
I had one question. We are learning this course with AWS, right? Nowadays, we are hearing
Yes,
about
yes.
hearing like Azure also is leading in the cloud computing.
Yeah,
So,
see,
learning with AWS
fine.
is helpful that
Sorry?
like we are
Can
learning
you
with
come
AWS,
again?
right?
Yes.
We are learning DevOps with AWS, and in the
Yeah.
market also there is Azure is there.
Yes.
So, it is relative to that, or we need to learn separately.
No, see. So you go to a market, right, where you buy a laptop. You have Dell, you have Lenovo, you have HP. Both
Yeah,
of
I
the three
understand that.
purpose keep the
It
laptops.
is
No,
relatively same or
let
not.
me come
My
to.
point is like those are relatively same, or we need to learn
No, no,
separately.
no. Let me come with an example, right? So see, you have three laptops. Both the three purposes what? Giving your Windows, installing a Windows or a Mac or Linux, right? So both the logically three are same, but three are different brands, right? Three are different brands, same way.
Yeah.
AWS, GCP and Azure, both are three different vendors, three different services. Logic is
Yes.
same. There also I'm going to use network, there also I'm going to use service, everything is same. Only the vendor is same. It depends upon company, right? Whether they want to go with the AWS, GCP or Azure. But standard is AWS. Anywhere you go today, Amazon is famous because people use in their daily life Amazon, right? So you use the Amazon website and everywhere. That's where this cloud also which they sold, right? So previously in the market, first this AWS came into market. So there is where people learn the standard. But don't think that GCP and Azure is much more different. Only the way of usage is different. Logic is same. Logic is same behind this. Okay, fine. Hope that answers your question, right? It's not mandatory. You need to learn three. Learn one. When you go to a company, then start. If really they require, then basically just learn from the internet, right? You can relate and learn. It is the same. Nothing much difference. Hope that answers.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fine. Let's move, right. Okay. So fine. Let's move. Let's move. So hope everyone got a clarity, right? What is DevOps now? DevOps is a practice, right? DevOps is a practice, right? So see here, this diagram shows our importance. There is a business team, we call it as a product team, which will get the all the informations from the client. Let's suppose someone is today coming to a company saying, please build me a product. So that product details is gathered from a business team called product team. There is a development team, there is an operation team, okay, and there is a end users who are using that product internally, who is whichever we are releasing that to product, okay, or this can be a client as well, okay, fine. So this is the importance. Tomorrow previously only a we used to, we were support guy, we used to only get a information from developer, but now we see this arrow, blue color arrow, directly the product team is contacting, because we don't need to talk to a developer, directly a product team, we will directly talk to a higher management that what the requirement is. So there is where the importance came, right? We are not a support guy anymore, we are a IT professionals, where directly a managers, okay, directly a directors will talk to us about the operation teams. Okay, let's move forward. Let me come back to the tools, right? It is not that important for us. Let's run. Okay, basic. Previously, I told, right, before DevOps also they used to build a product and do. So previously, these were the tools which we were using. Like they had this Git, Maven. So what is this Git? So Git is a version control system, right? You are writing so much of code, a developer is writing so much of code. That code has to be stored properly, right? Somewhere you need to store it properly with a proper tracking. Today, one developer will come to join a company, he might leave the company, right? So someone should have a proper tracking, what addition he did, what deleted he did. So everything is required, right? For that purpose, we use this Git, right? So Git is a command line. There is one more tool called GitHub. So both are interrelated, right? So but basically we call it as a Git. Okay, standard we call it as a Git. Okay, moving on. Okay, developer might write any code. We don't worry. We are not a coder, right? We don't need to worry. Our job is only to maintain these tools. So developer might write in Java, MuleSoft, anything, right? So our work is what? To maintain these tools. Okay, Maven. Why this Maven is required? Because a developer can compile one file, two file, or 10 to 20 files, but he can't compile 1,000 files, right? He is also human being, right? Will he write the code, or he'll just keep compiling and store that code? He requires some additional support from us, right? Additional help from us, right? There is where this Maven tool came into picture. Okay, this Maven tool, what it does, it will take the code and it has a proper life cycle command, simple commands. When you run that command, it will execute, it will get the binary out of that, okay, and it will also test it. It has one test command which will run a basic unit test whether the code is proper, but do you have a syntax issues, all that things it will run. Okay, so next coming to your Jenkins. Now why this Jenkins, right? See, today you run something on the command line, simply you open your putty, you run something command line, that locks, and tomorrow you close that putty, locks are gone. Where will I store that? I can't drag and drop that locks and keep in a folder every day, right? Difficult. That's what Jenkins came. What yesterday, what activity you did, or something you have to run in the midnight, 2 o'clock, you have to trigger that. Okay, what you can do, you can set a timer and Jenkins will do that. So all that automation jobs, right? Every time I can't go to GitHub or Git and run my commands. In Jenkins, I'll configure that. It will run. I will integrate my Maven with the Jenkins. My Maven will get integrated with Jenkins. That will do that, right? So that is when I even a DevOps engineer is a human being, right? He's not a machine that is learning so many tools. He also requires some automation where he can manage everything. So there is where Jenkins came. Jenkins is a simple automation tool. Okay, we call it CI tool where it can integrate with all the tools and all the work can be done from the Jenkins. Okay, coming to JFrog or you have Nexus, right? Any tool you take. So what does this will do? So every day we are building a code. Out of this build, we should get some output, right? A jar file, war file, a zip file where we're bundling the code. That should go and sit in your JFrog because we have to maintain that, right? Today, something you build, you can't lose that product, okay? Because that has some importance. So that we store in JFrog. So previously, when we didn't have DevOps, so that DevOps was used by this build and release, okay? Even a company can still run with these tools. Company can still run with these tools. That is where I told you DevOps is very flexible. It's flexible for a company, it is flexible for a employer student who can choose what he should work, what he should learn. Okay, so this is all part of that. Okay, let's move, right? Test. Okay, people were taking about security, right? Security test and everything, right? This is also part of that, right? Okay, unit test, basic code. When a developer runs a code, he might run 1,000 lines and he doesn't have time to test or verify each and every line, right? So that syntax errors and everything will come part of this, right? This unit test will do a line by line testing and check, is this Java method deprecated? Tomorrow some attacker might attack this tool. So all this can be done with this sonar cube and everything, right? It will give you a proper standard reports. So what we do, what is our job? Install that tool, configure that tool. Okay, just integrate that with Jenkins. Whenever we run a build, automatically we'll get a report, give that report to a developer. That's it. Okay, simple. So this is about your testing code. Okay, any clarity here, any doubt on these two slides before I move? So tools may be vary, right? Here I am just showing you a standard industry tools. You'll get lot of tools in market, XYZ tools. But why industry prefers Git? Because it is a proper it has a proper subscription. Though it is open source, it has a subscription, it has a support, and it is an enterprise versions. Always companies will go enterprise version because they want a proper security of that tool. Okay, though a DevOps engineer is managing the tools, still the product who is built, GitHub has built with some company, right? That company might have some subscription or something, right? Tomorrow something happens to this tool, there should be some additional support, right? There is where they go with the standard tools. Okay, fine. Any clarity, any doubts? Shall I hop to the next one? Okay, let's move, right? Infrastructure and continuous deployment. So now, simple example, right? If you go to a college, you have a lab, right? Lab where you do a computer lab. In computer lab, you have thousands of, or let's suppose you have hundreds of systems, right? Okay, in an examination hall, you have hundred of systems, and in 100 systems, they have to upload the question paper or they have to put the software. How difficult it is putting a software in 100 system? How much time it will take? Okay, once the exam is done, next moment again new batch will come, they will write exam. Again, what you have to uninstall that, you have to put the new question papers according to the roll numbers. Now, how difficult is that? So there is where this Ansible came into picture. Ansible is again an automation tool. What it will do, it will automate your infrastructure. If you want to create 100 servers today, that is possible with Ansible. Okay, you can do that via Ansible. You can configure that, you can install that, you can install a software. Let's suppose in 100 systems, I have to install Java. What all things I require? I need to download that software, I have to install that software, I have to make the path settings of the software, and also have to verify whether the Java is installed properly or not. And tomorrow, if I want to uninstall that, again I have to do the same activity, right? So to avoid all these activities, this Ansible came into picture, which will do your automation, infrastructure automation part, right? So there is where this Ansible came into picture. Okay, let's move. Okay, let's move from here. Pipeline, this is how the pipeline, like I just told, right? Forgot about this is not complicated, it's very easy, right? Very first is planning. A company requires a planning. Okay, then a company requires build and code, then a country's integration, okay, then testing, then deployment. There is two more like monitoring and feedback. Okay, feedback is something comes from the product. Monitoring also, there is a separate team which can do, or also DevOps can do that monitoring. There are tools for monitoring tools. Okay, so this is how the process looks like, how the planning happens. Why this planning team? Because product team is gathering some information from a client, but how it will distribute to a developer and operations. They need a ticketing tool, right? Some Jira tool or ServiceNow tool where they can create a ticket and assign to folks that work on this ticket, close this ticket. They should be tracking for that. Then came what contains build and tool, where we have Apache Maven. So developer are writing so much of code, they require a tool, right? Will they write a code or will they keep compiling that code? It's difficult, right? So there is where they got Maven. Then continuous integration, you have GitHub and your Jenkins, where GitHub will manage your code. Jenkins, what it will do, it will pull the code from GitHub and it will start running the builds. Okay, there is where the Jenkins came. Then you have JFrog. What is this JFrog or Nexus? See, if you are building one product, you have to store it somewhere, right? If you're running so much of code and you're combining a code into a zip file, tar file, you have to store in a proper format, because that is where your website will launch with that code, right? You can't simply dump into some folder and keep it. That should be a proper tracking. There is where you require a JFrog or Nexus tool. Okay, then contest testing, this is a very important part. This is important part because without testing you can't release a product into market, right? You can't build a product without testing. So there is where, like, there are just JUnit, MUnit. We are not worried about that, how this developer is going to use. We are only worried about installing, configuring, and how to use that tool, basic command. That's it. Okay, then finally deployment using your Ansible. You can also use your Jenkins. I just gave an example that how flexible we are. Either if you want to use a Jenkins, use Jenkins. If you want to use Ansible, use Ansible. So DevOps can still run with minimal products. So company has a flexibility to use. Okay, even a DevOps engineer will get a relief from rest of the tools. Today you work with 5 tools in one company. Tomorrow you get a chance to work in some other tools. It's not mandatory a company can use complete 30-40 tools or 10-20 tools, right? It requires license. They need to bear a cost. They need to bear the infrastructure. Just think in company's point of view as well, right? It's not just someone will go and say, like, today the company is not using this advanced tool, I will not work. Just understand the perspective. First do a master in the basic tools, then go for advanced tools. There is where your professionalism comes, right? Let's move from here. Finally, very advanced, we have what? Ansible, Docker, and Kubernetes. I just gave an example how your Amazon is 24 by 7 up, because of Kubernetes, because of this pods, because of this container registry, right? Same Amazon application is running in thousands of pods. Behind that there is a load balancer which will pass the traffic to that. Okay, single behind single URL there are multiple servers which are, whenever someone is requesting, that will all come to one pod, it will go and it will serve the request there. The processing happens there. There is where the Kubernetes, this thing is very important. If you have a large scale, if you have millions of users, that kind of websites can be used, or this kind of a tools can be used for your websites. Okay, finally, any questions anyone has? Okay, I don't want to elaborate much on the tools part. Okay, so before I hop into the syllabus part and tools we teach, so understand, I don't want you to just run on that syllabus part, but understand the importance why we are learning DevOps. What is the basic understanding of DevOps? Because when you go for an interview, let's suppose he's a manager who is taking an interview. He doesn't know technical. He will ask you a basic question. Just tell me what is DevOps. I don't know DevOps. Tell me DevOps. What is your understanding of DevOps? If you can't answer him what is DevOps, will he allow you to work inside a company with the tools? That is where, like, people is watching a movie but doesn't know what is the name of that movie. It's the same thing, right? You're going for a movie, sitting watching a movie completely, but you doesn't know what is the movie name itself. So it's the same kind, right? If you relate. So first understand what is DevOps, how real-time DevOps is used, wherever things it is learned, because this is going to be next 10 20 minimum 10 years or 20 years you're going to work. If you have a business plan, that is secondary. Minimum 10 years 20 years you will work in industry, right? Because you want to earn some money, right? Everything is beyond logic is same. I don't want to lie something that you learn this tool, you'll become this and that. No, end goal is money. I am here to sit to train you money, that is money, right? Everything is money. I don't want to lie with you guys, right? Because you need to fill your stomachs. So learn something properly. Go anywhere, but learn first what is DevOps. Why DevOps? When you're learning a tool, when you're learning Git, alternate to Git, what is a tool? First take the differences, then learn the Git. When you're learning JFrog, why JFrog? Why not Vexes? Why Jenkins? Why not Bamboo? Okay, why Kubernetes? Why not there is something different apart from Kubernetes? Why not Docker? Before Docker, what was there? So that what happens tomorrow, even if your industry has some old tool, and you have a knowledge of new tool, so what there your demand increases. They will ask migrate my data to new tool because you have the knowledge. There your growth grows, you can get a promotion. In the industry you can get a promotion. So there is where, like, when you have a proper understanding, your basics are strong, go anywhere you will survive. You don't need a support of anyone. I bet you, if your pillar is strong today, this building pillar is very strong, you can put more 5 floors, still that building will survive. Same way, if your basics are strong, your understanding is strong, go anywhere you will survive. Okay, just don't learn the simple tools, commands you'll get in internet. Okay, commands you'll get in internet. Instead of that, I'll tell you one beautiful importance of Linux and this DevOps is, when you install that tool, inside that tool only you'll find the commands. You don't need to run maintain nodes or something with the gun. First understand what does tool do, then use that commands. Okay, no interview will not ask you tell me the commands, tell me the sequence. No, first he'll ask you what is the understanding, why are you using this, what is the importance of that, then learn that. Mana, simply if you don't have the understanding only, then what you'll do there, right? That is where. Okay, so I'm not using any different language like Telugu, Hindi or something, because this is a common platform. Maybe when in a class, if some folks are from south, majority is from south, and if we don't have any north people, then we'll use mix of south and uh, English, right? If there is majority of south and north as well, then I'll mix that language so that I can make you comfortable, right? This is just a demo, that's why I'm more on English. So excuse me for that. Any questions before I move to the syllabus part? Any questions? Any questions you have? No? From online? Any guys? Any questions? Oh, sorry. Any questions, guys? Anything about the
So can we
tools, about the training? Yeah.
Yeah. So, can we say this as like a so we are here to like analyze and study the architecture and pipelines from one like one end to the other ends. Can we say something like that?
See, simply, yes. See, not completely to your answer, but yes. Like I would say, like see, when you learn something, right? When you learn something from scratch, we learn the subject, then we go to practical. Like how you learn in your college, it is same. But here, what happens in the college, we don't relate it to the real world, right? So here, what is there? You are the main person when you are working on this tool. You are the main person who can relate this tool with the real time in any industry, right? So there is where what you need to do is, like, we will be learning the architecture, we'll be learning the subject, as well as we'll be learning the complete technology. But apart from that, this is not enough, right? There is something that I just told you, you're an IT professional and you're the admin of this tool. So you should learn admin level of skills as well. So there is where we will be teaching you the complete admin, right from the architecture, right from the definition architecture till the admin level of activities you do. Okay, so hope that answers your question.
Yep, I got
Beginner,
you.
you just made no. For the admin, that means complete control is in your hand. Even you can teach a person, you can teach a different team about this tool. You yourself can work on that tool. Okay, that flexibility you have. Okay. Fine. Any other question anyone has? Apart from this, anyone, any question, right? It's not only related to DevOps. You have interview question, you have an industry question, please come back. Any
Yes,
question,
sir. Like,
you have an industry
where
related
we are
question.
using this Docker, in which phase like it
Sorry,
is comes? Docker,
there will be
where we are using
Docker.
this Docker
So
tool.
simply, see,
Yeah.
one tool is dependent on other tool. I told you, right? See, this Kubernetes run on this Docker images. Okay. Internally, this Kubernetes will use some Docker service. Okay. So because first this Docker came into picture in the world, then this Kubernetes came because people had some challenges with the Docker. Like when they're running multiple containers, there were no proper monitoring for that. So this Kubernetes, what it does, it will take the image of this Docker and it will start. That's why if you see the Docker symbol here as well, here as well, here as well, because it
Yes.
is the Kubernetes is a orchestration tool which will manage your Docker containers properly in the form of pod. So everything is related. Few tools are related, few tools are not related. Okay, so there have some importance. So basically, previously we had infrastructure servers and everything. Now people are moving to Kubernetes because cost cutting. Everything is cost cutting, right? So there is where this Docker Kubernetes came into picture. Okay, so we'll be using this Docker images in the form of pods, right? So put in that pods and run your application. So there is a deep explanation, right? I can give you a glimpse from here
No
because
problem.
there is a
Based on
proper understanding.
very
You need to
easy.
compare before Docker what was there, when Docker came what happened. So there is a deep explanation behind that. Okay. So if no one has a question, let me run to the syllabus, right? Let me run behind the syllabus. So just a moment. Okay. Maybe we are running out of time, but just a moment. Okay. Let me upload this. Okay, let me upload this. Just a moment. Okay, let's jump into agenda part. I hope most of the questions I answered. Still, if you have, I will be waiting after the class. You can still ask me the questions. Still loading. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is a syllabus, right? The okay. So this is the syllabus where we'll be providing you introduction to DevOps. The way I gave you today, there's much more about DevOps to understand. Okay. Then the DevOps tools, what we're going to learn. There's a proper life cycle, right? Why this life cycle is required. So we will be learning about the life cycle. Okay. How the product gets tested in real time. Okay. Then for any DevOps, if you are in Windows, you need to have Windows knowledge. Anyway, everyone has a Windows knowledge, right? Nowadays, everyone has Windows knowledge because when you go to college or school, they start with that MS Office and you use that Windows. But Linux, most of the people don't have Linux. There is a separate operating system called Linux, right? So this Linux will be learning the basics of Linux. What is a data center and what is the difference of the cloud? Previously, before cloud, what was there? That understanding is also important, okay? Because it's not mandatory. Companies might use cloud only. Still, they might be in the older architecture, right? Because when a when a business is running stable, no one will disturb. Will you disturb your stable business and go for a new thing? No, because when I'm getting a profit, why should I disturb my same thing, right? What there may be companies who might be still running physical servers, or they may be lining some data centers where they're relying on, right? So that may be possible. So we need to understand that first. Then the basic commands, how do you create a user? How do you install a software? Okay. Then how do you take a backup recovery? How do you provide a file permissions, right? how do you log in into servers, what is the basic scripting you can run, shell scripting part, right? So that thing will teach. That is the basics. That is a mandatory which we teach before we go. Then you start your tools. Like we have Git, we'll be telling you different things in Git, administration of their Git, right? Then the real time scenarios, how, what kind of scenarios in interview they're going to ask, or what kind of scenario when you enter into a company, what kind of a things you need to do in the GitHub. So that things will be showing you. Okay, then Maven tool, what Maven tool, right? We'll be working on few developers existing projects. We're not writing code, but when a developer writes a code, how that project looks, what things we can identify and what things we can learn from them. So that things will be teaching you, right? Then the Nexus. Okay, Nexus is a very standard tool, so we go with Nexus. So how you can integrate your Nexus with Maven. Okay, how you can integrate a Sonar Cube with your Maven. Okay, so all these things, the integration parts will be showing in the Sonar Cube. So Sonar Cube is also important nowadays because quality is important. When you write so much of code, you need to maintain a quality. Okay, so that quality is important, right? Then the Jenkins, in depth of Jenkins, all the concepts of Jenkins. Finally we will integrate each and every tool with Jenkins and show you that once you configure all the tools, that is configured, that is stay, will stay. Still you can manage with one tool, you can manage all these tools. That things will show you how you can manage. Okay, how this daily builds, nightly builds, what is a master slave concept, how do you create and build, how do you install and configure, right? That things. Then finally Ansible, how do you use Ansible, right? What are the different Ansible, Chef, Puppet? Why only Ansible? Why not Chef and why a Puppet? Okay, what is the licensing cost? What is the impact if you use Puppet? What is the impact if you use Chef? What is the impact if you use Ansible? So I'll be telling all the three tools introduction, then we'll go with the Ansible part. Okay, so all this user commands, shell scripting, then proper encrypt decrypt mechanisms, right? So all these things will be telling you here. Then the Tomcat. This is one of the important tool because when someone wants to launch a website, a web server application or application server, so this Tomcat is a tool which will be very useful. Okay, so we most of the industries rely on this Tomcat. So we will be learning this. Then we'll go to Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, Docker and Kubernetes parts. Okay, how do you concepts of Docker and Kubernetes? Okay, little bit of in depth of that. Then we'll be deploying the pods and service YAMLs and everything. Then little bit of knowledge of testing. What is it? Because you're working with a QA developer, right? What he's doing, you should have a knowledge. So when you go to our industry, someone asks you, do you have a knowledge on testing? What kind of testing is done? So you don't need to run any testing, but understand what is unit test, what is functional test, what is load test, what is performance test. So basics of that definition is normal understanding, right? Then we will be doing a simple project with the old things. All the end-to-end project we'll be doing. Okay, we'll be combining all the tools right from the Git, Maven, Jenkins, SonarQube, and we'll do a small real-time project. When you click one button, how this all little tools will trigger and how the deployment happens and how your website comes out. So this simple web application will be doing end to end, so that in real time I'll show you with my laptop, company laptop, and show you how big the pipeline is. Okay, how we can build the pipeline, but how we can start first, that is important. Starting is important, right? Building something big, first you need to start with a small. So we'll be starting a small thing and show you without manual intervention. Okay, then your cloud comes, right? Deep understanding of cloud, we have an expertise level of cloud training where we will be learning about the VPCs, availability zones. It's not only just I will learn the tools. Here also will tell you the history of the cloud, how the cloud came, why we want cloud. Okay, where all cloud is used. Then we'll deep understanding of each and every concept, right? Okay, a lot of cloud. See, you this the cloud syllabus which I have kept, each and everything is very in depth. If you see network, classic, load balancers, then they have EBS snapshots, right? Also one more thing, right? What if tomorrow I don't want to use DevOps tools, I don't have a budget, but still I can work in cloud? That also can be done in the cloud, AWS. I can run my code in the cloud, I can build my code, I can run my test cases, I can run my Docker, everything in the cloud. That also will show you, right? If someone doesn't want go, someone doesn't have a budget in the company, how they can go with AWS? Alternate way of that, right? Because someone is building a cloud like AWS, definitely will provide some features, right? There might be features. Okay, but what is the problem? When you go with the button system cloud, this AWS is complete a button system, right? You select everything, but behind that button what is happening? Behind that button, what is happening? Do you know? You just select something, you run something, but what is running behind that button? Tomorrow, they AWS, they say they have something called AWS code and build pipelines. You just provide your info, run that code pipeline, it will build for you. But something fails, what happened? How do you troubleshoot? How do you get the knowledge? What is running behind that? That is done with the DevOps. Don't think only I will learn cloud, I will go there. No, because legacy system is very important. See, so tomorrow you go to a company, someone has automated something, you run a button, it is working. That person will leave the company. What will happen? Now you need to troubleshoot. You should have the ground reality knowledge, right? In the ground, what he did, how he made automation, that is important, right? If you don't know that only, how you troubleshoot? Tomorrow that tool was working, 10 days it was working when that guy was there. He left now. Now you are in the trouble. How you will work? So there is where we brought this DevOps properly, because we brought this operating system. We brought this operating system. We brought this Git basic of command lines of Git. We brought the Maven command line, everything, so that tomorrow something fails in the background, you can read the log and you can troubleshoot with this knowledge. Because we have seen people directly come to cloud, they learn AWS services and then go and work in the industry. But what happens? It's very difficult for them to survive. They come in the pressure, they put pressure on them, they say you troubleshoot, you have certified, people will get certified in AWS, but they doesn't know the basic of DevOps. Hope I am audible, right? Hello, anyone can respond?
Yes,
Anyone?
Sagar.
Ramesh?
Yeah.
Yes, right. Sorry. So fine. That is what
Yes.
I'm saying, right? When you go to industry, learn something good and go, right. So don't just go just for getting a job, because you need to survive next 10, 20 years. It's not that you got a job and you'll survive. Tomorrow there may be a possibility, a good colleague may be there or a bad colleague may be there who will not support you, but you should stand on your legs. You have a self-respect, right? You have your own self-respect that I am something, I have done something. So that is where we teach you end to end. We'll teach you end to end how you survive in industry, how you speak in industry. But don't worry that someone is coming from QA, someone is coming from BPO background. Doesn't matter. Nowadays, it doesn't matter your education, your experience. It matters your skills. If you're able to speak, you can achieve anything. You should be able to convince that person. Okay, if you're able to convince that person, doesn't matter what is your old experience. Just put that in dustbin. Doesn't matter, whatever you are starting now, you should able to explain that person. If you have technical skills, your education, your previous background doesn't matter. Okay, someone has a gap of 5 years, someone did work, doesn't matter. Okay, if you attend an interview and if you put your effort in front of that person, definitely your skills are admired. Okay, you have a bright future for that. So think of that, go ahead with that, right? So whatever we can do, we'll give our best 100%. Even the time is increasing. Even that 45 days goes is increasing to 15 days, or it's increased to 2.5 months. Doesn't matter. Okay, we are not here about only about the money for making business. It's about the proper satisfaction we are giving to the students. because we are here to learn you, we make you learn the AWS. Because when you go out, stand on your own legs, don't depend on anyone, right? Learn something which will be for your next 20 years. Okay, I don't need to tell all these things, because I am also a student where I completed my graduation, where also I have passed this path, right? According to my experience, I'm telling you, learn something, learn completely. Okay, don't worry about the success rate. When you are 100%, the success will come automatically, and you'll get that salary whatever you're expecting, you'll reach that expectation. But first work on that, right? So there is where start learning something, go anywhere. I'm not saying like join here or go anywhere, but don't learn just that tool someone is running PPTs and everything and showing you something. Don't learn that one. Learn the concept. If you can't learn the concept, it is waste. Tomorrow you are today 1 year experience, tomorrow you might be 5 years experience. Under you one fresher will come. If we ask you a doubt, can you explain me what is DevOps, and you are not in a state of explaining, how embarrassing it is. He will clearly tell he doesn't know anything, man. He's a 5 years, but he doesn't know anything. Don't get that situation, right? We see everything is for money. I'm saying you're working for money, but work in a proper way. Get the success, earn the good money, so that you can improve your lifestyle. Okay, it's not only about learning tools; it's about your surviving your whole life. Okay, hope I'll stop it here. Hope the agenda is clear. Anyone wants to add there? We might be adding few more bonus tools also in this. Okay, if the time persists, maybe whenever we run Saturdays or something, we provide some bonus thing like some monitoring tools, or also will be coming Terraform in this. Maybe it is not added here, but we'll be adding Terraform. Terraform is very important nowadays. How do you automate your creation of VPCs, AWSs, right? So reason is that everyone can't go and every time click the buttons. Now for that buttons also we need to do automation, right? So that Terraform can be done with the Terraforms. Okay, how do you create your servers? How do you create your VPCs? How do you create a network? So all that thing in Terraform. So we have the expert level of Terraform person as well, who will be giving you a bonus class where you will enjoy that class. I literally tell you, it will show you a real-time project of how that Terraform is used, how that Kubernetes is used, right? So fine. So fine. I will be guiding you with complete all this syllabus. Okay. In between, like whenever we have some special guest, they'll be giving you some good real-time experience knowledge as well. Okay. So think about that. Go learn anywhere, but learn proper concept. Without concept, don't jump into anything. Okay, commands, everything, I'm frankly telling you, if you go to YouTube or if you go to Google, you'll get that commands output. But what about that tool, understanding of the tool, that is important, right? That is lifelong. Okay, so fine guys, I'm done here. Still any questions? Please tell me, right? Open for questions. I'm open for questions. Anyone have any questions? Open for questions. Hope I have given some knowledge of DevOps, right? What is DevOps? How in real time DevOps is used? Okay, what is the importance? What is the importance? I'll not talk about the salary. Use yourself. Go in Google. Just type what is the average salary of a DevOps engineer. Okay, you'll get that clarity yourself. Okay, any doubts, guys? Online, offline? Anything you want to ask before we wind up? If you have any feedback also, please appreciate your feedback, right? I will appreciate for that feedback.
Will you be helping in interview preparation as well?
Yes, yes, we'll be doing that. Once this
Okay.
50% of the tools are completed, right? Every day, end of the class, 15 to 20 minutes, I'll be talking more about the resumes. I'll be talking about the scenario based about the each and every tools, and how do you clear your rounds of the interview, right? How do you present yourself? How do you explain about yourself the moment you start an interview? So we'll be telling about that part as well. Also we'll be giving you templates of resume, or if or like in a day, if we can contact one to one with a person, right, we will work on his resume as well. Okay, it's all your interest. You need to come, right? So you need to come. If you, the moment you ask anything, we are here to support you, but the initiative should come from you, right? You come, whatever things are there, I will tell you. Something extra you want, come up, that should come from your side. If you don't speak, I can't help, right? If you just keep quiet, what I can do? I can't read your mind, right? You come with this doubt. I am here to help you anytime, right? And also, like every day before you start a class, will be clearing your doubts. It's not that like I'll just running my PPTs. No, there is no PPT concept. You no need to write your notes. I don't allow someone to write the running notes as well. I'll be typing each and everything I speak on the notepad, so that the running notes you'll get it. Okay, you'll get the running notes handy, right? So that you don't need to you can concentrate on the subject rather than writing your notes. Okay, because here it's important is you learn something when you have come here. Learn something and go. I don't want you to go with empty hands, right? We'll be providing the videos, recorded videos every day. Things will be recorded. Even if you miss, go through the recording, come with the doubts before the class. Okay, first 15-20 minutes there will be doubts, we'll clarify the doubts, then we'll go. Also we'll revise what we learned yesterday, because then we'll start the class. Okay, any doubts guys? Anything, any feedback is appreciated. Okay,
Yeah.
any feedback is
Sagar,
appreciated.
documentation will be provided for this, like any material, like soft copy or regarding this.
I don't know how. Maybe we can check that part, right? There'll be a
Okay.
documentation for offline class. We have documentation for online class. We'll check how we can provide the documentation. Maybe we'll be
Okay.
providing some access to you, or we'll see. Like I need to check with the management, right? How we can provide
Okay.
that. Okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
there'll be
Thank you.
something. Don't worry. We'll be providing you something. Okay, for your
Okay.
reference, something will be come to you. Don't worry that you'll go with empty hands. No, we'll be providing you. Okay, I bet you'll not reach till documentation. Everything you learn in the videos, right? That will be more than for you. But still, we'll give you.
For
We'll give you
reference
something.
only. Yeah,
Yes, don't
for
worry.
reference.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So anything Mahesh has given a feedback, right? Thank you so much. The way you explain. Okay. Any other feedback, right? Fresher, how it would be like fresher or something switching their career from non-IT. So Rias, don't worry. I just told you, right? Your skill matters. Doesn't matter where are you from. It's not that mandatory, right? A person who is coming from some other background doesn't get an opportunity. That is not fair in the industry. Okay, that is not fair in the industry. Okay, everyone is equal. Everyone should get the equal opportunity. When you have that knowledge, definitely you'll get the job, and you can switch. Doesn't matter. And also, I'll give you one trick how you can switch. How you can switch your non-IT to our IT. Okay, when you're non-IT background, and how you can convert that non-IT into IT. I will prove that and show you. I will prove that and show you. Okay, so fine. Any other thing like in which phase we are using Docker? I hope that answered. Hi all batches details will be shared to the WhatsApp. Yes, we will be contacted. Yes, that is from career. So sorry, my son is sleeping. Okay, this is Monica. Fine. So anyone, any question, any feedback? Happy to hear from you. Please come back even if you have offline, right? Lakshmi is here from career id. You can reach her, right, with any doubts. If you want to have one-on-one, if you're not comfortable here, please call Lakshmi, right? We can have a conference and we can speak with her. So Lakshmi ma'am is here. Please reach her. Okay, we are here to clarify your doubts. Okay, we don't want you to leave with the confusion. Get a clarity from us. Anything related to subject, related to interview, anything, right? We are here to help you.
Yeah. Hi, hello all. Sorry to interrupt you. This is Lakshmi from Career ID, and I'll be sharing the details of the batch. Okay, the batch date and timings and everything. Maybe today by the end of the day or by tomorrow. Okay, probably from Tuesday I'll be sharing all the details early through mail or in WhatsApp. So please wait for a date for those details. Thank you.
Once again, thank you all for joining these sessions, right? Have a good day. Hope we see you in this DevOps journey, right? So we'll make the impact, we'll make the difference in our coming lives, right? Thank you all. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, appreciate all your comments and whatever these things, right? So thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Sagar. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Sagar.
Thank you. Bye bye. Santosh has raised the hand. Any doubt, Santosh?
Yeah, I'm having small doubt. There will be
Yeah,
any
yeah, come up,
scripting?
right? We are here. We are here to help you.
Yeah, there will be any scripting language or any
No,
codings
no,
will be
no.
there.
We will be teaching
Okay.
you shell scripting. Basic of shell scripting will be teaching you. Okay. So
Okay,
don't
it will
worry
be
about that.
very
We'll
okay.
teach you the automation of the
I'm
shell
very
scripting as
fear
well.
on codings.
We are
I'm a little bit very fear on coding, so that's the reason I
not
didn't
doing
went for any.
coding. Coding is
Yeah,
different. Scripting is different.
okay. Scripting is different.
Okay, you're in coding part. Okay. What coding do you do?
No, I will not do any coding. I'm working as account manager in US IT recruitment.
Okay, okay. The Joe, you don't need to
Uh,
worry about coding. We're not doing coding. Like whatever the
because
commands you
of
run, that commands you'll automate it. Okay.
commands, only commands.
Only commands for that when you
Okay.
combine that commands, that will become your scripting. So don't think
Okay.
scripting is something a big language. No, when a
Okay.
simple commands you're running 10 commands, put that in one file and run as a script. That is a scripting, right? So this,
Okay.
that is what,
Yeah,
right?
I got it.
People are
Yes,
confused,
yes, yes.
people are confused and scared with this thing, right? So you're not
Yeah.
open up with this thing. So get open up first, get the understanding, then learn. So
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Any doubts? Hemant, Shan, Monica, Riaz, anything? Any doubts? Kiran, Vishnuvardhan? Okay then, guys.
No,
Thank you.
no, I'm fine.
Hope.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
this.
Thank you so much. Huh? Appreciate your feedback. Thank you. Okay, fine. Ma'am, I'm winding up, right? If no questions, I'm just winding up. Like, okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day.